Today on Mob Rules,
we talk about bags.
We talk about how Ted has poor choice in paintbrushes.
we talk about Dave's hobby elitism. All that and really
a whole bunch else.
Yeah,
more
a
stuff.
lot of really random things.
Things.
Yeah, it's pretty good. On
But I wasn't there.
Mob Rules.
Games.
1,500 points for a pickup game.
Yeah. Raven Guard, Captain with Jump Pack and Thunderhammer. 2 5-man scout squads with shit. With combat weapons, both squads and
Oh man,
Liz Storms.
And with shit?
Yeah.
This is going to be Mob Rules reads iPhones.
Yeah, it's good, man.
That's good. We're done.
Welcome back, everybody.
Well, yeah, welcome to Mob Rules. I'm John, joined as course by...
Hi, correspondent. It sounds like you're going to say correspondent. Your correspondent in
correspondent in the field, Ted.
In the studio.
Yeah, our soon-to-be field correspondent, Ted. And also by...
Me, Dave.
By Dave,
Yeah.
yep.
He's the correspondent on the south side of the couch.
The correspondent you don't want.
Oh, someone wants you.
Yeah, it's one of his kids.
No, they don't.
We're all parents. We all know that is not true.
Yeah. The kids lie as much as we do.
If I could disappear and just leave behind a wallet that never ran out of money, that's all they want.
That's all you want, too, I'm sure.
Yeah, that is all I want. Mob Rules with the world's most expensive set right now.
Oh,
yeah. We're giving the video recording thing a go again. See if I can figure out freaking audio.
Yeah, that's pretty good, man.
But currently on our table we have half of a Warlord Titan.
Just lower half.
The lower half.
Yeah.
Yeah, the important part.
The business.
And
That's where little warlords come from.
and then the Tau Super Sue.
See, Ted.
The warlord uterus is inside there. little knights fall out.
I think the worst thing about it is none of this is mine. So it's just like
You can have my Pepsi can.
It's not
yes.
If it makes you
completely
happy.
true, right?
Yes.
I mean, didn't he give you the extra broken bit that
Nope.
not usable?
Oh, really?
They gave me the driver and the crew.
Oh, that's nice.
So there's like the driver in the seat. So I think I'm going to convert a Kazmarov and kind of have it.
Oh, cool.
And have
Nice.
him sitting on his throne and have a bunch of guitar wire on
Is
his
it
head.
for your sister's army that you're coming up with? Wow, I was choked to death over
I
there.
do have a thing for Inquisitors. Like I think I own like 6 Inquisitors, and
Yeah.
every time I'm like, I want to make an Inquisitor.
Oh, that's a good idea.
So I could literally, I think, field an army of nothing but Inquisitors.
But it won't be Kismaref or whatever. It'll be your own. So
No, it'll be
Inquisitor Kit.
Ken.
Ken, yes.
Ken Myroff.
Ken Malibu.
Ken Malibu Inquisitor at Law.
I like it.
And you drive like an 80s sports car. You have like
all pink. All pink,
Dude,
of
could you
course.
green stuff like a sports coat where it has like the
Oh, good. I
sleeves
thought
rolled
you were
up
about to
right
say
there?
sports
Oh,
car.
So did I.
Just green stuff an entire car. Well,
I mean,
yes, no.
I mean, he can.
Is it,
Not going to. The price is very wrong on that one there.
this isn't the sports car you want. It's the sports car you deserve.
Oh man.
Yeah.
You just get the actual Barbie sports car and just paint it green in like certain spots to make it look like you green stuffed. And be like, here you go, John. I green stuffed you a sports car.
Wow, that's amazing and entirely out of scale.
You could.
Nope. It's a super heavy.
You told me to make Malibu Ken Inquisitor at Law. Okay.
I mean, it almost looks as though you actually like sculpted the Barbie car and then glued shit on the side of it. It's amazing. Are those sponsons?
You can even
from
get
a
it for cheap,
Baneblade?
thanks to Toys R Us going on there. I bet it's like 70% off right now.
Go down there a couple weeks and mob it up.
Do you think that like the Imperium, you know how like Nazi Germany, their economy came back when they like invented VW Beetle?
I wasn't there.
They made a bunch of them. Oh, you should be. Yeah.
Okay.
Do you think like the Imperium?
Amazing time period.
Do you think like the Imperium invented like a brand of hover car and just relentlessly put out a whole bunch of them?
Actually, now that you mention it, that's totally what happened. I mean, if you think about like the STC idea,
Yeah.
and I mean that's a lot like was it the Cooper or the Mini? You know,
Yeah.
it was like one template, and they gave it to like all the little the colonies or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, that's Interesting.
Yes. Said something interesting.
Yay! Thank you for joining us today.
Yeah.
John said this is one interesting thing.
That's it. It's over. It's done. Dave, what have you been up to?
I've been working on a few models here and there. Not really for me, for other people. Not commission work because I'm not skilled, but
I mean, the only difference between working on models for other people and commission work is getting paid.
Yeah, minimally.
Well, you could say you're a commission painter and not actually get paid. You can just collect models from people.
I don't think that's how that works.
No, you get paid in exposure.
Right.
Oh, the precious exposure commodity.
You wouldn't know that.
I wouldn't.
Yeah.
Fucking artist.
Exposure it's where it's at, Ted. You should really try it.
I'll see if Wells Fargo will take my exposure commodities. I'll be paying you 2,000 exposures, please.
Mm-hmm.
I've got all this exposure. Will that buy my house off?
I have a few models, Ted, but I do have a successful YouTube channel that you could showcase your work on.
Oh, golly gee. Thanks. Man.
Did you get a new channel, John? Is that what I'm hearing?
No, I'm just piggybacking off of Ted's success.
Quotation marks.
I was like, when did you get successful? Come on.
Ooh.
I'm right there with you.
There was that time in Bangkok.
No, that's sex, fool.
What?
Yeah.
Guess we won't be monetizing this one either.
I mean,
there goes that.
Yeah. I mean, it's been 2 years. If we've not monetized anything up to this point, then there's no starting. But yeah, so you've been hitting a bunch of different stuff, right?
I'm just kind of working on like little stuff here and there. I finished my Lieutenant Tech Marine.
What's his name?
It's
Lieutenant Tech Marine.
Tech Marine. It's Diahan, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. He doesn't have a name yet. Hasn't done anything in battle yet to deserve a name. So till he proves his worth.
He's not a
Potato peeler.
He doesn't need to earn his name. He can have one.
He's a Primaris Iron Hands successor chapter Tech Marine.
Kyle.
No, I think it'd be Kevin.
Kevin?
Yeah.
Yeah, Kevin the Tech Marine.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go Ken.
No.
I mean,
it's close to Ken.
Yeah, but it's better.
Yeah, he just doesn't have a pink Cadillac.
Right.
Right.
I mean, have you seen the color of my Marines? They're purple. It's
pretty close.
Almost kind of pinkish looking fade. So, yeah, it works, But I painted him up, finished him up for the March of the Champions Twitter challenge that's going on.
Oh. Is this the same people that did the Legion of Dave or whatever it's called?
Different group, actually.
Is this because it's the month of March?
Yes, I'm sure.
Oh, wow. What do you?
I didn't.
There's contempt over here.
I don't get to pick the hashtag. I just do it really fast.
So it's March of the Heroes. You said?
No, March of the
Champions.
March for the champions.
Oh, okay.
The champions.
What's next month?
I don't know.
April. Can you pun that? April. What is April? Would it be ape-related? I don't know. What do we do for April?
I don't know. I'll wait for April and then I'll let you know.
Ape somebody else's model.
I'm not clever enough to. Yeah.
This is where we just like take pictures of your friend's model and post it as your own.
I did this.
I'm gonna come over and get a picture of this Tau super suit. Be like, check out what I did. But I did that. I recorded another video, released it up. I set myself a goal of more than 100 with no cap.
What?
Wait, well, more than 100 what?
Views, no caps. So
sir, we all work in the corporate world. Goals should be specific, targeted, and measurable.
Oh, okay.
I had it set for more than 100 and less than 200.
Well, you got it. You're almost about to not get it, though.
I know. I'm really sad right now. I need people to stop watching it.
Go home and watch it 4 more times.
Don't you dare. Don't you dare, you son of a bee. And then I sat in for a video cast on some other topic that we don't talk about.
Oh, yeah, that didn't happen.
Yeah, didn't happen.
We'll put a wrap it on the internet. Stayed on the internet.
I haven't. I feel like I haven't done any hobbying, but I feel like I have done hobbying at the same time.
Oh,
okay.
man.
Like I'm just in
done a whole lot of talking.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you just stop it, do something productive.
I've been doing all sorts of not stuff.
Oh.
So I mean that's about all that I've been up to, because I can't talk about the stuff that I have been up to.
What have you been up to, John?
Me? Well, man,
you were also a talker.
I was also a talker. I decided, I was like, you know what? I really need to get back into 40K and kind of get back in this things. I know, it's crazy, right?
What? Are you giving up on Sigmar already?
No, so I'm going to do both.
No, that's
Whoa.
That's not a thing.
No. Okay. No,
it's not. But so I kind of dusted off my Eldar and kind of bandied around a few lists and kind of different ideas, and I'm like, yeah, I think I'll go back to playing some Eldar, because I think the thing is, like, Marines for me are just
awesome and too easy to win with. I understand. I'm in that same boat.
Outside of 30k, it's not exciting for me.
Outside of 30k?
Yeah, I mean 30k. I love my Imperial Fist in 30k.
Did you pick up the current rulebook for 30k?
You mean 7th edition?
No, I still have my 7th edition rulebook.
Okay.
But no, I haven't picked that up yet, because honestly, I haven't really wanted to play 7th edition.
Oh, I gotcha.
You know, it's like we played a Heresy game, and you're like, oh,
when was that?
Long time ago, but like it was a few months into 8th edition. We kind of rolled some dice for some like 30k, and it was like, and I'm going to charge you. Oh, but like one of these guys sort of goes through cover, so that's -2 on the charge, and then it's going to be initiative order, so my sergeant is this initiative. But and it was just kind of like, after going through like the streamlined like 8th edition, or like the simplified rule set, it's just like, oh man, I see why it happens. It seemed to drag.
It's like driving a VW Bug versus driving a current,
I like my VW
Mustang.
Bug.
Yeah.
Why are you always trashing on my shit?
I like
trash on my brushes, trash on my paints, trash on my Volkswagen.
You know what you can't do in a Mustang? Pop the front hood and load a bunch of shit in there, because the engine's
booyah.
That's true.
Yeah,
that's true.
So I
found so many cassette tapes in the front hood of my Volkswagen when I got it back. It was amazing. I was like, I can't play any of these.
Go to Best Buy and you're like, I need a cassette tape player, and he's like, a what?
Yeah, there's the kids section. See if we can find one.
Do you want a Blu-ray player? It's $10. Oh, did you say cassette tape? That's $1,000.
Yeah.
$1,000 for
there's an adapter for your cassettes. You can
your Blu-ray player. Yeah, you got to plug it in and charge it.
Because it's vintage.
Yeah.
So yeah, I wasn't having fun with Marines. Like, I mean, but like I was like, Eldar is where it's at for me now. So got like a bunch of Dire Avengers prepped, a bunch of Striking Scorpions prepped. Just gonna Aspect Warrior it up. I don't expect to do hugely well. I'm not that good a player. No. But also, I unearthed I have a Forge World avatar of Kane that I haven't got painted up. So I'm gonna get that painted up and kind of
flaming molten,
and kind of work on getting my Eldar up to speed, and then play some games, because like I've been too Sigmar focused, and I need to split my time equally between both. Especially because I have like all my Sigmar
40k
like
podcast
fully painted.
Yeah. So
like I need to get my 40k stuff up to standard, because there's something like about playing painted that's just really nice. You know, it's like
there's a pride to that.
Yeah, and it's like I played a game of like one fully painted army against another fully painted army and a fully painted terrain table, and it adds so much to the experience.
Yeah,
I mean, everyone play how you want to play. I mean, you're spending, spending thousands a game, but painted. I want to play painted now. So
spending thousands. Are they buying Warlord Titans?
If you look at your army,
nope.
Then it's
because your wife might be listening.
Yeah.
It's a video stream. She's definitely going to watch it.
It's a lot of money overall.
I thought you said your army was only $50. It was. Please don't sell it for that if I die.
Yeah, it's like the biggest fear is if you die, your wife's going to sell your stuff for how much you told her you spent on it.
Don't go to either John or Ted if I die and try to send, because they'll buy it for $50.
Yeah, we mean,
Dave, shut up, man. That's the first thing we're going to do. God, I'm so sorry about your husband. Congratulations, by the way. And can I buy that for $50?
Yeah.
I'm sorry about your husband. Let me help you get rid of all of his stuff.
Don't go in the hobby room.
Oh no. And then more non-40k stuff. I started painting up my Shadespire dwarfs.
I saw that.
Yeah. Because
have you played the game yet with them?
I haven't yet. No, because again, I want to play painted. So I'm gonna do my best to kind of stick to that.
Cool.
But because like all of my Shadespire cards are sleeved in like purple things, all of my warbands have to have purple on them now.
It's easy to Windex.
Yeah. So,
I was curious as to why you painted that beard purple.
So all of their beards are purple. And I'm like, this is going to be dumb. But then I did it, and I'm like, this is not dumb. This is very nice. I like that a lot.
You made Tim cry, though?
I made Tim cry.
The
hubcap, yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. I make him cry often.
Gonna say it's not hard.
No, it's not. That'd be cool. I look forward to like when I get back from Chicago, because I think like that weekend I'll be kid free for
we get some Shadespire in.
Yeah, exactly. And maybe by then I'll have another Skaven done. So
yeah, because you did your video on Skaven.
One Skaven.
Yeah. Beautiful model.
So there's still 5 more to go, but
yeah, I'm excited to kind of get into more of that. So yeah, Eldar and dwarves.
Cool.
I'm sorry, Duarden. My goal is to make the fastest Duarden alive.
Shut your mouth.
She's a dwarf.
So it's going to be like Barry Allen. Like Barry Allen is going to be like my dwarf guy. I figured out if I play all of my ploy cards right, I can have one dwarf that moves 12 hexes.
That's crazy.
I mean, it's completely useless afterwards, but the fact I can do it is just,
just baffle your opponent.
Is a reason to do it. Like, why did you do that? Don't worry about it. I did it. That's all that matters.
Yeah, except you're going to play with somebody who's like, all right, well, you just sprinted your dwarf across the, Dwarden across the board to the back edge. I'll just leave him over there. It's fine. And you'll be like, I did it. I sprinted him.
Yeah.
And the guy will be like, I scored 52 objectives on your side of the field because he ran away. So
my goals are specific, measurable.
We're back to that again.
My goal is to have a fast dwarf, not to win games. But yeah, that's pretty much what I've...
It's a moral victory.
Yeah. Sorted Dire Avengers and Striking Scorpions. Ted, what have you been up to?
Lots of painting. Lots and lots of painting. I finally sat down and decided all right, I'm going to do this one list. Like I was mentioning before, is I haven't tried it. I'm just going to fucking do it. And so it was 49 models, and only one of them was mostly painted. Well, actually, two of them were mostly painted. So there's 37 models, some of which weren't even built at the time. So
how many pulse rockets?
Dave, we've been over this.
You don't even know why you're bothering to play. I don't even know why you're going.
Because fun.
Because I have more than you do. That's why the entire time I have more than Dave, and they're like, who's Dave? I don't worry about it. I just have more than he does.
He doesn't drill his bolter holes, and they're like, that is monster.
You know what? Actually, I did. I did actually go back, and I have drilled all of the bolter holes of the purple guys.
We gotta talk about some quality control if you're not even teaching people to drill their bolter holes.
You know what?
Somebody was trashing your dwarf about the bolter holes, weren't they?
That was me.
Yeah, that was me. Okay, that's right.
I was like, did you drill his bolter holes though?
Oh my god. That was great. Was it Dave Singer that was messing on you about that? I think it was on one of your videos. It had nothing to do with bolter holes.
No, it was Nick Beers.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah, that's right. The IDIC. Yeah. He
was like, right. Oh, you should drill your bolter holes, and I was like,
he remembers. So I got the orcs coming along.
Are there bolter holes drilled?
How many?
I actually avoided. I didn't even bother, honestly.
How many orcs do you have left to do?
10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 21. And then finish one. so
all of them.
Yeah.
It sounds like a lot.
Yeah. No, dude, fucking orcs, man. Oh my god, there's so many details. And I can't just all right, everybody has brown pants, everybody has a blue shirt. No, it's
you can.
This guy has a striped white and a gray shirt and yellow pants with florals.
You should make them all Foot Locker employees and just give them all referee shirts.
Oh yeah.
Because nothing says time saving like black and white pinstripes.
Yeah. And it's very slimming. Try and look faster. So yeah, it's coming along. But at least my goal now is just to have 3 colors and the bases. So I'm gonna I think airbrush a little bit before I go to Adepticon and then be painting, because I think it's on Saturday.
The ones you posted up have at least 3 colors on them.
Oh yeah. But I only post the ones that are
pretty. Yeah. A wash is a color.
So as long as
I was debating that. Does it count? Does every layer of dry brush count? All right, here we go.
Technically, yeah.
As long as it's a different color, you're good.
But then I think in the middle,
you didn't dry brush.
I'm trying to keep it consistent with the orcs, and so I dry brush their skin. I don't want to deviate from it, and it's a lot faster. And I think the orcs are not showcase pieces; they're orcs. They're 6 points.
I was gonna say I have 100 painted boys, and what they look great in? A giant mob of boys.
Exactly.
People don't do is pick up one and be like, "Huh, looks like you didn't spend 4 hours on that one guy." And you're like, "No, I didn't," because I had all these fuckers to paint.
And if you're gonna complain about that, don't look at my Gretchen. Because, oh my god.
How about the Snotlings? How are the Snotlings coming along?
Fuck. I love those guys. They have so much character, but they're kind of paint. I think they're sculpted out of toothpaste, originally, and there's so many. Thankfully, they're pretty much naked, other than a loincloth. I'm very grateful for that.
That's where that's seriously your dry brush right there. That's
oh yeah.
Spraying over do a little what is it, Zenithal highlighting to start with, and then just kind of coat them in green. And
that's an extra step I hadn't thought of.
Just automatically assume that happened automatically.
And then so then like that was going down, and I was spending like this weekend. We had spring break, and so I was like spending a lot of time ignoring my son for that, and working on work.
You set him up with TV and video games, though, right?
Oh yeah, dude. We had his Marvel education. We went and started with the Iron Man and the Hulk and Thor. Like I had to go back and buy like some of the movies, and so we're like, all right, son, here we're gonna watch like 48 hours worth of movies.
You sit here with this bag of popcorn and leave Daddy alone.
Yeah. Also here, watch it with you.
He's got 48 orcs to paint,
which is why my reading comprehension went downhill in our messages. But yeah, so I think that happened. Then we got some Gundam models, and it had nothing to do with that. And I got the Las pistol in the mail.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So that was really freaking cool. I think there was a contest. Did you enter it too, Dave?
Yeah, but I never win any of the contests.
Yeah, I'm cooler than you. So
yeah,
the RMC Gaming, this guy does some really amazing things. I think he's getting into the 3D print terrain and props, and he was giving away a bolt or a las pistol, but he also does bolt pistols. He does a plasma pistol, and did you see the Cornate axe that he's doing?
I've seen the Cornate axe. I've also seen the big ass chainsaw.
Oh, the Eviscerator or whatever it is, or is it? I don't know. I'm just trying to correct you so I sound smarter.
Yeah.
Is it a viscerator?
Yeah.
Oh, is what it is there?
Wow.
Railroaded with the corrections.
What up? Super smarty over there on the short couch.
The short couch.
Shut up.
So he was doing I think he was doing a contest. You had to I think you had to like his page and then post something or whatever, right? And
then usually it's something like follow,
share it or whatever.
You tagged me, and I was like, "What is?"
Oh, that's what it was. It was tag a person, and then so I got credit for you.
Yeah, you tagged me, and I was like, "Cool." And then I forgot to enter.
Oh, is that what happened? Okay.
Well, I wouldn't have won anyway. Yeah. So, and if I'd entered, you definitely wouldn't have won because they would have canceled each other out.
Oh, is that how that works?
Probably.
Okay. Yeah, you're like a counterspell for.
Yeah.
You're like the deodorant to my armpit.
That's a terrible analogy.
Surprisingly sweet.
So that was really unfortunately I think dealing with 3D print, there's a lot of fixes to it. I think that's something that I've always kind of been bothered by, was all the little filaments and stuff like that. So there is a lot of work that goes into cleaning it up, but it was a lot of fun to do. I spent a day doing that.
Yeah, a day. When you were like, dude, I won. Oh, my las pistol's here. I was like, somebody's not gonna get his shit done.
Yeah,
Adepticon.
That was in place of a couple orcs being painted for sure. That could have been a couple snotling bases.
Kid and I are gluing together Gundam models. I was like,
also more
what's
orcs
happening over there? What's happening?
Hey, look at all the laundry I did for the neighborhood.
I almost drove to your house and kick the Gundam model out of your hand and knock the las pistol down. Get over there and paint some orcs.
And take the oven mitts with the biscotti tin out of my I'm making biscotti.
NGC 40 Gaming is going to be pissed if you don't have a fully painted orc army.
You worry me every time you excitedly kick right now.
Oh, I know.
That's right.
Well, I mean, I didn't paint it, and I don't own it, so I'm good.
There's a couple $1,000s just at the end of your foot.
Yeah. Hasn't been able to say that since Vegas.
Yeah.
So I think is that it? Tada. I guess you guys have that. What is the Apocalypse game coming up?
Oh yeah, where I found out I have to work that day, so I don't get to play anymore.
Okay.
So I'm super sad. But he's bringing the Stormbird, right?
No, he's gonna end up because he thought the points were gonna be higher.
Oh yeah.
And so he was gonna bring that and the Mastodon and the two of his 3 Reavers and a bunch of other stuff. And then I guess the points were less than what he thought they were. So he's like, oh, I'm just gonna bring a couple Reavers.
Yeah.
Which is not every day you get to say that. So good on him. However, he calls me up hey man, can I get that Reaver that's underneath your desk?
Oh man, but it's kind of like one thing where it's it's a 10,000 points aside, 4 teams. To have somebody be like, oh fuck, guess I want to take the Stormbird, but I guess we'll just take a couple Reavers. Jealousy high.
Yeah. Oh man, because what is the Stormbird base is 2,000 points.
It's more. Yeah, it's just a lot
before you even upgrade.
Because we looked at it because when Tada didn't know if he could go or not. Our army was 7 models, and it was Leviathan, Dreadnoughts, a Stormbird, and a Warlord. But it's pretty pricey.
Yeah. So he asked for those, and I started like pulling all the stuff out. Like, oh crap, because like part of the deal, like I painted up his Reaver, but I hadn't finished the arms, and so I was trying like taking those armor cast arms, chopping them up, and like making like modding them with
like you did for Eddie.
For Eddie,
your Reaver.
Oh yeah.
I thought we decided his name was Eddie.
No, but yes. I think I've renamed it multiple times because I forgot whatever his name is. But maybe Eddie was it.
I could have sworn the internet had decided it was Eddie at some point in time.
Who was it? Somebody on the internet.
Yeah.
Was it you?
No, it wasn't.
Well, it's on the internet. It's right. That's just how it is.
Do a search for that. But yeah, so like I was updating his arm to be current, because I think like the armor cast came with the laser destroyer, and I think they wanted the laser destructor. So no, the turbo laser. So it comes with the turbo, like the twin turbo laser, but you can't actually have that anymore unless it's like a carapace weapon. So you have to have like the 3-shot one, which is better. So anyway, like he wanted like a whole bunch of like armor cast guns turned into those, and I think there's like 4 of them, and like he comes over and I'm like desperately like trying to cut everything up.
Like, I finished this years ago. Yeah. Let's go.
You still haven't paid me though.
Here it is.
So I'm almost done with one of them. So I'm like, here, you can take the body at least. So I'm gonna try and finish one of those before I leave. So more things keeping orcs from getting painted. Ooh. Damn you, Tata!
You know, it sounds to me like you just don't want to paint orcs.
Fair.
Yeah.
I was really excited about it. I was like, man, this is so great. Like, I have an excuse to paint orcs. I'm finally going to put some like painted, some painted orcs on my shelf. And then I start like looking at like the throngs of gray. Like, I'm not even putting a dent in it at 40 models. It's nowhere near.
And that's not even cutting the unbuilt boxes of shame.
Yeah.
On the plus side, though, you've got the Summer of Orcs coming up, right? So, I mean, you're going to be good with that.
Oh, yeah. There's at least like another 5 or 6 orcs in there.
Summer of Orcs 2. Electric Wagaloo.
That's terrible. But yeah. Well, all right, sweet.
It's exciting.
Well, we're going to go ahead and take a break. We'll come on back and talk about something else.
Yeah, whatever it is.
Yeah. Whatever.
Pew, pew. Pew. My brains.
Fear consumed my every waking moment. It wasn't rational, but there it was, ruining my life. Then one day I came across a book called How to Be a Cheating Asshole. From the very first chapter, it helped me to confront my fear head on. In a world filled with easy answers and cheap solutions, How to Be a Cheating Asshole showed me that the way out of my despair was to use loaded dice and not declare what I'm rolling. Its message was so strong and so real that it put me on the road to a happier, more fulfilling life. And it made my fear a part of my past.
Stop by your local retailer now for a copy of How to Be a Cheating Asshole. Also available in audiobook, read by somebody who only sounds like Donald Trump.
And we're back.
Hi.
Hi.
Wave at the camera. Hi.
No, I got yelled at last time I was on camera because I looked at it.
Why?
Because I'm not Jimmy Kimmel, apparently.
Oh, no, it's true. You're not.
Yeah, I know. I find that it breaks immersion if you just stare directly at the camera. Because this is a conversation we're having with each other. We're not conversating with other people. Yeah, but Ted's
been looking directly at the camera like the whole time.
No, I haven't.
He's trying to break. I've
been looking at John mostly.
Yeah,
I don't blame you. I'm pretty hideous.
Well, I mean,
your words.
I wasn't going to say it.
I wouldn't. I don't. Every time I get up in the morning, look in the mirror, I get scared.
Fuck. Are you still there?
Fuck. That's right. That's what I look like now.
So
it's all right. So they have a cream for that. It's Dave away.
Dave away.
That doesn't work.
No, it doesn't.
Justin and I just celebrated 13th anniversary, so I can tell you, she rubs that on me every night. It still doesn't work.
Oh wow.
No.
I think like the ingredient is calling you Tom. Which would be creepy as fuck.
Only when Tom's there.
Yeah. So why does your wife call you by your brother's name?
Like, don't worry about it.
I've seen this on Judge Judy. I know what happens when that happens.
So today we're kind of taking a break from the lore stuff. We're going hobby heavy.
Yeah.
And we're going to be talking about, because Dave, you made a little Tabletop Plus video about kind of what you think everyone needs in their hobby toolkit.
Which is wrong.
It's what I think the beginning, the absolute beginning of hobby person. Because you keep seeing, I don't know, but you guys, you probably don't. You're probably too cool.
Well, I was going to say.
No, I mean, you say to the guy who like never leaves his house.
Both of you guys. So when I say too cool, like on the respected on the internet, if you will. You guys are too respectful. Like I keep seeing posts all the time about like, hey, I just picked up this box set and I'm just getting started. You know, what do I need to get started? What should I get? And so
a small bank loan.
one of the guys that I saw, I think you and I were actually looking at the same one. The one guy was like, yeah, I just picked up the First Strike starter set and this airbrushing kit and all this and this and this.
Oh yeah,
I'm brand new to this. I've never done this before in my life. Here's a picture of my hobby station. And I went,
oh yeah,
man, it's a man living life right.
Yeah, he had every paint.
What really I'm trying to say,
he bought the big kit,
which is cool as fuck.
Is that the your idea of what everyone needs is different than Ted's idea, which is different than my idea,
which is marginally right.
So we have 3 different hobbyists and 3 different skill levels. Mm-hmm. What's everyone's hobby essential? I guess Dave, what's your hobby essentials?
Absolute essentials to have.
Absolute essentials to have.
Internet access to his YouTube video.
No, you don't need that.
Okay.
I'll try.
We need that.
You gotta have access to my you gotta have access to my phone number, and then you just message me through I'll drive or fly to wherever you are and just give you a lesson in
the ability to watch a 5-minute ad before a video.
Right, 5-minute ad for an 11-minute video.
It'll sign you in to your account so that you can watch a video.
No, I think as you're getting started, I think
Tokyo's nice.
Super glue.
Okay.
And I prefer Plastruct. A really good pair of clippers. I didn't ever used to have clippers until
your wife complained about it. Are you snagging her?
Somebody had them at a hobby session that was happening. I think it was actually at the local hobby game store.
Can I just say it really bothers me when people use a knife to take things off sprue. I don't know why.
I spent years doing that.
But man, does it bug me.
That and the twisting off thing.
That too.
Well, twisting is fine because you could just then you take the knife to it afterwards and shave straight towards you.
If the sprue is attached to 4 places, I just clip 3 and then twist the last one off.
I've definitely gone through a lot fewer Band-Aids since it's clippers for sure.
But yeah, so good clippers,
good pair of clippers, a good hobby knife, X-Acto, whatever your brand happens to be. I don't use it. I don't actually have X-Acto because
they make it. Does somebody else make a brand?
Tons of people make them.
Really?
Yeah, they call them hobby knives because you can't. It's like Kleenex or Q-tip.
Oh, okay.
You know, they're
Xerox
actually cotton
machine?
Swabs and tissues.
Yeah. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Xerox machine.
There are 2 R's in Xerox. Anyway, go ahead. We're gonna get sued by Xerox. They're pretty happy about that shit.
You know what? I'm so glad I'm not making any money off this. I can't lose anything.
Well, oh man, we're losing money for you, Dave. So congratulations.
We're really sad we're not making any money.
Hey, we got this letter from Xerox.
They want our revenue.
So
they can have it.
Yeah. Suddenly, YouTube would actually fully monetize us somehow.
I heard you got loans,
good
kid.
Pair of clippers, really good hobby knife. Either your choice of Plastruct, which is a plastic weld to melt, which I think is better than.
And that one goes on with a brush, right?
Yeah, it goes on with a brush, and you just kind of paint it on in a giant puddle, and then smush them together, and it seals. It's awesome.
Sounds like elementary school craft hour.
Well, yeah, Plastruct, in my opinion, it negates the need for green stuff because a lot of people aren't good with green stuff. Mm-hmm. Me.
He just raised his hand for all of you at home without eyeballs.
Yeah.
Me.
Once again, that is Dave.
Yeah, I'm not good with green stuff. I'll be the first to admit it.
Okay.
When I worked on the hoses for my Tech Marine, I was so proud.
Hose.
Yeah.
Hose.
So I'm rolling out the hoses for this stuff. I got everything out. When I rolled out the tubes for the Tech Marine,
did he do his duty?
He did. I'm rolling them out, and I got done, and I was like, "Yeah, these look great." And it took me a long time. I messaged Trevor, who
and point to me.
I messaged Trevor.
That's your name now.
I guess.
Well, because Trevor.
Okay. Thanks.
No, I messaged Trevor and said, "Hey, what do you think of these green stuff tubes that I rolled out?" And he's like, "Awesome! Did you use both mirrors? Like I gave you both mirrors to use?" And I went, "Oh, I forgot I even had mirrors."
Oh yeah, it's with my Coke.
Sorry. I rolled them out using a piece of cardboard and
Jesus.
Well, I needed something wide and flat to roll the green stuff out with.
Okay.
Because I didn't want finger lines in it.
Yeah. Try the bat wing next time.
Yeah.
Have you tried the bat wing?
With this?
Yeah. With the right. What are those lines in there? Oh, that's a vein.
It's a vein. So yeah, I mean,
For those of you at home who have not experienced the bat wing, it's when you pull your scrotum out into a bat wing shape.
From a movie called Waiting, which I now have to go rewatch. So thanks for that.
Still really good.
And
it
welcome.
holds up. It holds up. Watch out for the goat. So yeah, I'm totally lost. I don't know what I'm talking about. Plastruct eliminates the need for green stuff filling because if you're not good with green stuff,
in some forms.
Well,
there's still some things that Plastruct can do.
The Shadespire Stormcast that you put together were push fit, right?
Sure.
I didn't have any gaps in mine.
I didn't have any gaps in mine.
Oh, I did.
Because I cut off all the little nubs.
Yeah.
Oh,
You're
okay.
smarter than a lot of people. You know.
I mean, I didn't have any problems either.
No. So you have your Plastruct,
Okay.
And then you're pretty much good to go. That's the essential tools. I like, for building. That's the essential tools for building.
Okay.
You need a couple paintbrushes, a small size, a medium size. And
Apparently not a Winsor Newton.
No.
Yeah, you absolutely want to stay away from Winsor
Dave
Newton.
is very classist about paintbrushes. He's going to rise up and overthrow the bourgeoisie of good brushes.
You need Crayola. You just get Crayola brushes.
You could just.
We shop at Michael's.
They're 40% off coupon.
Really good.
Our models are lined with brush hair and pride.
It's all a big marketing campaign. Somebody at Winsor Newton was like, "Hey,
by Big Brush."
Yeah, by Big Brush, by Winsor Newton Big Brush.
I have never seen a Winsor Newton ad in my life. What is this campaign?
Really?
It must, or
are you just so brainwashed by the
that's
the corporate?
it.
Or are we literally giving
Brush.
them like a 5-minute ad right now by talking about Winsor Newton as kind of this high level of brush?
That's pretty brilliant.
So you need brush sizes.
Liberal conspiracy.
A 0, a 1, and a 2 are the essential ones. Cool. And then whatever paints you decide. Different paints work for different people. Ted likes really shitty craft paints.
What is?
Wow.
So what are 4 essential paints that you have to have?
You need to have a gunmetal color of your choice.
Okay.
You need to have a white.
No, you're fine. I'm just trying to in my head limit it to 4. Have you seen my desk? It's fuck.
Well, it's not this limited to 4 is not a fair question because they're all going to be gray for Ted. You need a
You're
gray,
colorblied.
a light gray,
retard.
Gray. I'm shade blind. You're colorblind.
Yeah. I know. I see lots of shade right now.
Yes.
Christ.
I'm not seeing it. So
Wow.
So you need a gunmetal color of your choice.
Okay.
You need a white, and you need a black, and then if you were me, you would need a purple.
Okay. So a main army color, a white, black, and a gunmetal color.
A gunmetal color.
Nice.
Because from your main army color, you can take the white and the black and mix a little bit together to get the colors.
Unless it's red. In which case, then you make pink.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
It's not perfect.
Yeah. But no. It's an unfair question.
4.
Yeah, I like it.
So what would you do?
Me?
Yeah.
So essentials for me. I build a lot of Forge World.
Okay.
It's something I've kind of come to realize as we're talking about this here.
Okay.
And a lot of my tools or modeling stuff are from hardware stores.
Okay.
So I bought a cheap set of drill bits, from the tiniest up to the big thick round ones, and then I use that as to drill out stuff. So it does from the
bolter holes
to kind of countersinking for magnets. It's all just kind of regular drill bits, just kind of screwed by hand. I think I talked to you a couple of years ago about that. You're like, let's do that. The terrifying experience was watching someone take a power drill to a Warlord Titan.
I mean, it wouldn't have been for me. I wish you'd called me when you guys were taking a power drill.
There's a reason nobody calls you when we have hobby day, Dave.
Right? I would have just been sitting here
because your answer to everything is why don't you just pour a Plastruct on it?
Yeah.
Well, unfortunately, Plastruct doesn't work on resin. So.
Okay.
Another thing that's kind of an essential for me is Gorilla Glue gel. Like as a super glue brand.
Yeah.
Gorilla Glue Gel is my ultimate go-to. I won't use like any other super glue.
Wow.
That is actually that's the go-to find.
It's thick. You can direct it really
Like
easily.
jizz? Okay.
And then it also works as a gap filler because it's so thick.
Like jizz.
Yeah. It's
So you
like jizz.
you can use Gorilla Glue Gel to avoid having to use green stuff.
Or Plastruct.
Well, I still have to use green stuff because Forge World. Come on now.
That's fair.
Yeah. So definitely some Gorilla Glue Gel. My drill bits. A hobby saw, I believe, is the most underrated tool that someone can have.
With the miter box.
Yes. Yeah. Or even like without a miter box.
You got one?
I actually do have a hobby. I do.
Okay, good.
I have that on me.
Even without
Yay.
it, if you're getting models from Forge World,
as long as you have
it, you're getting these massive gates that are attached to it. They're just kind of a byproduct of like the resin process.
I think you mean
but
terrain making pieces.
I find
it was the Jersey barricades.
If you try and clip them off, then you can take out a chunk of the model real easily for that.
You would think that I would have learned that by now.
I know.
I wish you had learned it and told me about it before I started working on the Sons of Horus that had the massive gates, because I totally clipped those off and went, oh.
So you really need to like hobby saw
welcome.
them. Yeah. So that is a must-have for me. Wood glue.
Wood glue.
Wood glue.
What? For what?
Basing?
For basing.
Oh, I was just for your tea or something.
You mix wood glue with sand and make like a little paste.
Oh, okay.
And that's how I do all my basing.
So you prefer that over like Elmer's?
Yeah.
Why is that?
Because I have a crap load of wood glue. It's really cheap.
Okay.
Actually, I agree with John. Wood glue is actually better for securing.
Well, explain to me why. I want to know why.
It's a thicker
cheaper.
consistency, regardless of cheaper.
I actually thin it down with water.
Wow, like it wasn't cheap enough.
Yeah.
Okay. But is there so there isn't like a texture or like a bond that's better or anything?
I mean, I'm sure
actually
there
does
is.
have a better bond.
Yeah.
I mean,
Okay.
Elmer's is a kid's school glue. You know, it's designed to.
It's designed for taste versus
Right.
utility.
If there's a warning telling me not to eat it on the side,
Don't eat wood glue.
Yeah,
Really?
It's delicious.
once you pop, you can't stop.
This is gonna be the new Tide Pod. Kids are downing wood glue. Gross.
just
After Mobcast released their 70
just
whatever.
walking around, just double fisting it,
70-ish.
squeezing it in.
So yeah,
coming out their nose, out their ears, out their ass.
a big thing of wood glue. Play sand. A 50-pound bag of play sand.
Drive that home for Dave.
I don't know. Where's the? Could you get it maybe like from a podcaster for like $5 a bag?
At a convention.
At a convention, maybe.
Yeah.
But like, I bought like a 50-pound bag of play sand like 3 years ago, and I think I still have 45 pounds left, and I spilled 4 pounds. So, like I said, it's just, and again, it's like if you have the space to store it. I mean, the play sand's wash is really small and fine grains, so it's going to kind of give you that texture on the base. Which, speaking of which, the basing paints that I've fallen in love with, and that are so good. A little spatula for putting that on, so you're not ruining brushes.
Oh, okay.
So I spatula it on instead of ruining brushes, and I use a the oil painting spatulas. That's how I kind of put it on.
You want to make sure you're not using a really expensive brush for that, right?
Like a Windsor.
Newton. please send us Windsor Newton brushes.
You know what? I don't think Windsor Newtons are very good. All right, and unless somebody gives me a Windsor Newton to try out for free, I will never believe that they're of value.
An entire set, please, and Series 7, not just Series 1 or 2. How's your Series 7?
Yeah, it's got to be Series 7, size 0, 1, or 2, I believe.
Or all.
And then for must-have paints, I agree with the metal, a primary army color, a secondary army color, and then a null oil wash, which is just for me.
I wasn't counting that as an actual paint.
It's a paint. It's a paint.
I don't count it.
It's a super thin paint. Though in saying that, lemon medium has been like one of my favorite go-tos recently.
You know what? I bought it to try it out, and I never used it because I was like, water. It's cheaper, but I'd already bought it because I'm money bags, and I like to just throw stuff around like $12 sand. I actually started using it for some stuff, and I went, oh, this. So, you can mix it. You can make it your own null oil.
Yeah. So essentially, what I use it for is I use it 90% time for my skin. Like when I do skin, like my skin recipe.
I did notice your skin was looking a lot better.
It's going to come with a skin joke.
But my skin recipe is like Kislev flesh, and then I do like a lemon medium Bugman's Glow, like in a 4-to-1 ratio as a wash over the top. And that kind of gives it like some really nice definition. Like I said, that's what I use. Like before, I was really scared of skin because it's so like if you do skin wrong, it looks really, really bad. Because it's one of those things where I don't know if it's just because we see it every day. It's really easy to spot when it's bad, but lemon medium really helped out. So that's like
sounds pretty racist.
Lemon medium is an MVP paint for me, even though it's not paint. It's just flow improver.
Yeah.
Medium.
Yeah, well, a medium. But yeah, that would be my essentials for me. Oh, and a light.
Oh, okay. Wow.
There's light everywhere you are.
Yeah. But like,
get a light.
Good
like
light. Because
like a nice hot light, one of those ones that
it doesn't even have to be that. But it's just like I've done painting where I'm like, this looks really good, and then I take it into the light and I'm like, whoa, where did my good model go?
Oh yeah.
Where like having just good lighting really helps out. Ted, you're the closest thing to a professional hobbyist that we have here.
Well, painter.
What are because I mean, like he does some great conversions for people and commissions.
I've never seen him do those in person. Actually, I've seen him.
No, it doesn't happen.
No, it doesn't happen. But I would say
it to India.
I'd say you're almost like said a professional. That's a really good idea for business, by the way.
Yeah,
shit would be cheap.
Yeah,
I mean, we just lost all of our New Delhi listeners, but that's okay. What are essentials for you?
Crap. You see, I think there's so many like aspects to the hobby. Like it's really hard to say like what I would take, because I think like as I'm going to Adepticon, I'm going to be actually packing a little bag of like things to take with me to finish up my works and everything. And it's like I'm going to like get all that stuff together, and then I'm going to get there and be like, fuck, I forgot the XYZ. And not have my pants.
So the number one thing is an XYZ.
XYZ, yeah. So bring your XYZ. They have a nice stainless steel XYZ that I recommend from XYZ Foundation.
You're going to get something from a company called XYZ in the mail. It's going to be stainless steel, and you're going to be like, what?
Stainless steel zipper? That's amazing.
Just to point this out, Mob Rules never turns down free stuff from any company whatsoever. We will make a video to promote your MDF laser cut model replacement terrain kits. Yeah, but anyway,
wow, that seemed really targeted. I didn't know we were romancing anyone.
Gosh, I don't know. I think like if you look at my paint station, the thing that I'm very nostalgic and sentimental. So I think like I have one of those like the blue like shop towels.
Yeah,
the blue shop towel. I've had the same blue shop towel for the last 15 years, and it's like it's still there. It's still alive. I still wipe my brushes on it, and it's not blue anymore. On it, yeah, cat jizz. I mean, I'm not particularly like picky about brushes. I have a bunch of different brushes. I never throw my brushes away. I mean, I rarely throw them away. So a lot of them are like fucked up and frayed.
You mean dry brushes?
Basically, yeah. So now I just have like a series of like, do I need this dry brush for this tiny area or this big one? So I mean, and I think like like paints, brushes come in all sorts of different qualities, and I think like you can find cheap brushes that are really amazing. Like I have a lot of cheap brushes. I still use like the Citadel brushes. I have that going back to Winsor Newton, I have that one Winsor Newton brush, but it's I don't think like you have to find like something that's really expensive or quote unquote quality.
Most of my brushes that I use, because I'm really rough on brushes, I get from like Michael's in a multi-pack.
Yeah, that's exactly. Actually, I was watching a video. James Wapple, he's a famous like masterclass painter, and one of his videos he was painting and like he's talking about it, and that's what he does. Like he's top tier painter, and he goes to the store and get like the bulk like $2 brushes. And his philosophy, I think like you'd mentioned it before, he's like, or no, I guess Dave did, he's like, I'd rather just throw it away like at the end of it,
because like I see people be like, oh, I love this like brush shampoo cleaner that I just put. I was like I don't want to do that. That sounds miserable. I can barely get myself to do hobby time, let alone brush cleaning time.
And there was like, so people are divided on this, and that's fine. Like, it's like whatever makes sense to you. You know, like I'm definitely not that person. You look at my hobby desk, and like everybody I know, as soon as they see it, are like, oh fuck, we need to worry about like cleaning your desk up. I mean, I'm definitely like the use it and throw it away kind of person. Like, but on the other hand, like I see people like our buddy Thomas, you know, who's very anal about his entire workstation, and that's good for him. Like, that totally works if he wants to have like the best of the best and research like the brushes and everything. Like, that's part of his enjoyment. Like, go at it, man. And I think like paints are the same way. Like, you know, you joke about like craft paint, like find the paints that you enjoy, that you like, do what you do with them. I think in your video you pointed out your wet palette.
Towards at the end of it, yeah. When you start going on.
I have a wet palette, but I'm too lazy to use it, but I love it. Yeah. Like when I do use it.
I'm the same way. Yeah. It's like I love it, but setting it up is a pain in the ass for me.
Yeah. Finding a spot on my table is the problem. It's like stuff stacked all over each other and projects that I'm working on.
See, that's just the way you've learned to do stuff.
Yeah.
That's your stylings. You know, like when I picked up the wet palette, it was because Cody wanted to try wet palettes.
Yeah. And I recommended it to people. Like, I think I recommended it to you. Like, they're great.
Yeah, but I had looked. I think you'd said it, and I'd done like I'd gone on.
No, I'm taking credit for your shit, man.
Yeah, no,
I'm totally taking credit for.
I just said I'm fairly certain.
I want more credit.
Okay,
it wasn't enough.
All of the credit.
Yeah.
Actually, you told Cody while we were at your house when he was borrowing that Space Marine book about getting a wet palette. You need to get a wet palette, which put it in his ear. So we researched it, and we watched people making wet palettes out of Tupperware and making a wet palette with a sponge.
I've done that. I also own like the P3 wet palette kit and stuff.
Oh, okay.
Then I looked at it and it was like, it's just a sponge and here's paper.
Well, the Masterson's wet palette that we picked up for 70% off, thanks to my wife being a coupon whore.
Oh, nice.
We walked in there. I said, "Send me a thing for Michael's." I'm at Michael's. I'm picking up a wet palette, and so I literally think it was $4. It was cheaper than buying the stuff to make my own wet palette. You know, by the time it was all said and done, because you can't just buy one tiny Tupperware container.
Well, I mean, there goes your new video you're going to make about telling people how to make their own wet palette. Good job.
I actually wouldn't. I think this is better.
When I go to when I take classes, like painting classes, like one of the first things you do, like in classes, is create a wet palette. And I think like the nice thing, like almost all of them start off with like a paper plate, like a little bit of I think it's like a paper towel, like a moist paper towel, and then on top of that like some parchment paper. I mean, you really can't get cheaper than that. You know, like and of course like you're gonna like one use of it and you throw it away. Like, it's not intended to, you know, like in your case, like you're blending a lot, and so and I see like that's totally what you need. Like, that fits your style and everything, and being able to save those colors so you can repeat it, like that's smart.
I take and throw away the page.
Oh, really?
Done. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay. You don't have to do that.
I know, but I tend to paint one or two, a squad of models at a time. When I finished with that, a squad, you know, like the 3 aggressors I painted, I used the same sheet for that, and then I threw it away because I didn't know what I was going to paint next, and I basically covered the entire thing by mixing and blending stuff around. But like you said, my first actual experiments with trying out wet palette stuff was I was at work and I didn't have a palette to mix to thin paints, so I took like shitty paper towels and a styrofoam bowl. Okay. And I cut all but like a quarter of an inch off the bottom of the bowl. Like I cut the bottom of the bowl.
No, that's great. That's smart.
I cut measured out the circle for the paper towels, made it fit inside there so that it wasn't slopped out and over. Yeah. And then covered it in water and went, whoa, this mixes paint really well for me.
Nice.
I'm good. I still have it, actually, and I still use it at work.
Nice.
For me, it wasn't a one-use thing. But
do you know what I use as a palette?
What do you use?
I use a Ziploc sandwich bag.
Oh,
yeah,
there
that
you
would
go.
be good. Something that, you know, anything that can repel water will help you.
I mean, it dries a little quicker than I wanted to, but also like if I manage to carve out painting time between like working kids and all that stuff, I literally have like, okay, I got 30 minutes I can paint in. Let's get this done. And I don't want to spend 5 of that setting up a palette.
I love that about like trash. I think in a way, like I think it was the blister, changing from wet palettes to green stuff, the blister packs that I used to get, like and I don't know if I have any now. But I would use like I'd use the surface of that for green stuff. Like you just like smear a little bit of spittle on it, and then roll your green stuff out. Like run it, like get a brush and like roll it over there until it's flat, and then like let it chill.
Cardboard or something.
Yeah, I think like that. I mean, but it was a blister pack. I think for me, like that was.
No, I meant to roll
like
it
really
flat
nice.
with. You'd use cardboard, right?
No,
that's what the pros use.
No,
no.
I think that gives you like Tabletop Plus green stuff.
Yeah.
Tabletop
Plus small p.
No, you just reminded me. We used to use the blister packs as mixing palettes back when we were kids painting.
I think I did epoxy. I would use those, but yeah.
Because I would like open up the blister and then do that.
Flip it over, and you can paint in it.
But these kids now with their cardboard boxes
and their pop top pants,
their pop top pants, they don't know.
That are different than the pop tops we had as kids. Well, that I still have. Oh my god, that was fun! Like going through and like looking at those paints. They still have like.
Oh yeah.
I was showing Bonnie. I was like, yeah, some of these paints are as old as you are.
The pop top paints.
Like, yes.
The first edition pop top paints still are good. As opposed to the most part, as opposed to that generation where they went to the screw top.
Yeah.
The screw top.
And then the pop top screw top. Yeah.
And the screw top, the black top ones, they dried out so quick.
Yeah. God, that's something I'd really love to like. Some of their paints, like when they did like the inks, they had like brown ink, which was my favorite like GW ink.
Yeah, that was so good.
Oh yeah, it was so sad when like I milked that thing, like that last pot I had after they stopped making it. Like everything I could.
Their original flesh wash.
Oh yeah,
what I used to do all of my skeletons back when I.
Oh man, I used that to do blonde hair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was the right color. The colors they have now, the Reichland flesh shade,
too brown.
And the Seraphim sepia, which technically look the same and aren't. I don't understand. If you hold Reichland flesh shade and Seraphim.
They're two different shades of brown, though.
Mm-hmm.
Right, but if you're holding them right next to each other, they pretty much look the same. So
I gotta get back and try their Reichland because I've been doing Agrax and Seraphim quite a bit because I think they're a little bit more polar opposite. I think like Reichland is kind of in between.
Reichland's
right?
kind of like a chestnut.
Oh, okay. It has a little bit more yellowish in it.
Yeah, that's why it works really good for kind of a wash on gold and things. It brings that out there.
It's weird. I think like the Seraphim I found is a little bit darker than the Agrax, or maybe it's just like more saturated. So I've been actually like kind of like with the flesh, like do like paint normally, and then you like your zenithal and your wet blending and like your microtexture, just like anybody else would.
All the things I don't do.
All the things you do when you're painting normally.
Right.
Yeah.
How many more you got left?
Too many. 1,432. But then so go and like I'll hit it with like Agrax just to hit the recesses, and then like try to get the shadows with the Seraphim to give it a little bit of color in the shadows and stuff like that. And anyway.
When you use a wash, do you just all over wash or do you targeted wash?
Sometimes both.
Yeah. I started doing both this year, and it really helps. Because before
it's not that hard.
Before I was doing like all over wash, and then going back and retouching up so many things unnecessarily, and now I do targeted and all over, and it really works.
I think like one of the secrets, and this is totally getting off of our materials.
We left off of that like a long time ago.
But know where we are.
I guess we're still on the materials such as glazes, but I think like our tendency is just like to wash it, like to run, like pour a whole bunch of a glaze over it, and that's done. But I think like you can still kind of do that just like with less glaze on your brush, and you still get the recesses. You can kind of target the recesses and so on, and you don't get that because you get that splotchy kind of look, like when you just like glob everything on.
I remember when I first started using null oil, I would just glob it on, and then my stuff would come out white. And I'm like, that's way too.
When you
thick.
don't shake it up proproperly, I think, or towards the end of the pot, you gotta throw it away when it's like all full of backwash.
I actually noticed that with I think it was just they have a batch of null oil bit. Like I would notice that I would have a canister of null oil and I'd go all the way through and it'd be perfect, and then I'd start the next one and I would get the white. And they wouldn't be mixed properly, and I feel like it was just
bad batches,
a bad batch.
Okay,
but man, getting that white on there, man, that's worse than like
depressing.
Spraying
because it's really crusty,
an art coat or a preservant on a model and having it fog up on you. It just after you painted it, it's like you put all this effort into it.
I've never done that. Never ruined ever.
But I think
thanks, Peter.
But I think what I've found out listening to us all is we all have different ideas of what's essential and what's not, and whereas you Ted have like some like very specific things and very almost routines and traditions. Like Dave has his things where he has to have this and this, and whereas I like my simple things, and it's very interesting that there's no real answer about what you need. It's kind of like a trial and error kind of thing, because what works for you might not work for me. It certainly doesn't work from Dave, apparently, because he's been on your ass about that the whole time. But kind of like
Dave.
Like for me, if I can help it, I will never use super glue, because I do not like using super glue, because I usually stick myself together.
Well, I think I still have some of the fingers.
And see, I'm with you on that. With super glue is one of those things where if you're not careful, not only are you going to put a fingerprint on the model that becomes very hard to get off, because the super glue will dry like that, because you won't notice it until afterwards. And then you're sitting there going, man, this guy looks really. I mean,
I guess I just glue properly.
Yeah,
well,
I'll try gluing properly.
If you're getting it on your fingers.
But yeah, like I said, find out what works for you, I guess, is the really unsatisfying answer that I can give.
Right.
Yeah.
I think it's like just targeted questions. I think like are probably like where it would be more useful, I guess. Like, I mean, general hobbies, like, you know, get your brush, get your dikes, and you know, your classic spaghetti mason jar. You need one of those. You have to be using those to wash your brushes. I wouldn't use a mug or anything.
Man, I totally was thinking you were going to say colander, and I was like, I don't know which.
Well, for basing material, let's get your colander out. But yeah, I mean, other than that, like, have at it, pick up whatever.
Yeah. And if you have any tips or tricks, let us know. I want to get better and not make people think it was me. So please private message me.
The illusion of office here. But I think I'm probably going to get back into doing the hobby nights. We took a little bit of break, but I think probably not this weekend. This is coming out, but I think
we're having one at your house this weekend.
Oh, okay, that's good. If you could feed my dog while I'm gone, I'd appreciate that. But yeah, you got me thinking about like flesh, because I think that one's like something that people like often ask about, is like, how do you do skin tone?
Yeah.
And you know, when I go to you know, like Adepticon or LVO, like skin tone is like almost always a class that people take. You know, it's
because it's tough.
Yeah.
I was looking for mine there, but
skin.
You're
looking for skin.
Where'd it go?
So I don't know if you guys are interested, but to come on by and maybe we'll do skin.
Yeah, do some skin.
The skin time.
All right, we're gonna take a quick break. Cool. We're gonna come back and we're gonna talk about the old convention experience. See, I told you there was no lore today.
Cowabunga, dude! Shredding these sweet waves with my board is super rad. But babes can't stand a thirsty bro brat. That's why I drink generic soda, now with electrolytes. Chicks dig it. Generic soda causes heart disease, lung disease, pancreatic cancer, Alzheimer's, erectile dysfunction, and is the leading cause of thirst. Generic soda may dissolve solid surfaces if contact persists longer than 3 seconds. The Food and Drug Administration does not recognize generic soda as edible. Do not dispose of generic soda down drains or near animals.
Was trying to find the I see you didn't drill the bolter hole thing. I had posted when I was working on the project for Amber for Christmas.
Okay.
And so like the guy was like, can't help but notice you didn't drill the bolter hole on that granite. And I was like, motherfucker, I couldn't find it because I wanted to use it in
that guy's comment
in the video. Like, all right, let's post this up and let's see. Oh, first tons of things, but now I have that, so I can be like, hee hee.
Now he's immortalized.
I'm like, yeah.
And we're back.
Hi.
I wave my arm up when I'm fast forwarding through to find where the break stops.
That's good.
I can have visual cues.
Oh, okay. I thought look at the audio.
I thought it was your Tourette's kicking in.
that also.
Spasm.
So conventions, tournaments. We've all been to various conventions. Mm-hmm. We've all been to the Sin convention.
Correct.
And I helped run a convention, and Ted, you helped run a convention as well.
Yeah.
So we all lots of experience going on. With Adepticon coming up and being this weekend.
Yay!
Max,
so jealous, by the way.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You guys can come along.
I kick the orcs out of the suitcase and let me climb in. Is that what's going to happen?
I bought wrestling tickets. I can't go anywhere.
Next year, you got to go to this.
How do you kind of maximize your time there?
Oh fuck!
Because I know, Ted, you have experience of this because, like Adepticon cards, you're like a master at the Adepticon card process now.
Yeah. Oh my god, that was a learning process. I think like I guess it depends on like what you want to do. I honestly like I think I take a little bit different approach than I know like a lot of the Alaskan guys like who go down or like the crew that we went down to LVO with last year, who were there for like the competition and to like to duke it out with people across the world. And I think that's totally valid. But for me, I'm kind of there for like the experiences I don't get back home. So when I'm looking at stuff, like I want to see stuff. I want to give myself time to like check out things. I love to get like the man on the street kind of vibes. I want to like walk around and check out and see like just a sample, like everything that people are doing, and then still like talk to people, talk to vendors, like hobnob with famous people that people I watch their videos. I'm like, oh my god, I want to talk to this guy, and talk to fans. Like I think that's super cool. So I try to give myself some time, like some breaks in between. I don't want to be like rushed back and forth because it's exhausting. It's fucking exhausting.
Really, I mean, you don't expect it to be, but it really is.
Like, it's just games. No, I've actually never heard somebody say that, so I shouldn't say that in a mocking voice. With but maybe that's the internal dialogue that I'm mocking. But like give yourself time, like chillax, try the things that you wouldn't normally try, like back home. Like we have tournaments, and it's great that you get to like be in a big tournament against people from Germany and the UK and everybody else that you wouldn't normally. But yeah, if you can just give yourself a chance to like play a game you haven't played before, like take a class you hadn't taken, a seminar, get that experience. So I think that's super key.
Yeah, when we went to LVO 2017, my original plan was to play in the 40K tournament until I saw that there was a Blood Bowl tournament, because we can't play Blood Bowl back home. It's just not a big enough game up here, Yeah. That goes for a lot of things. So I jumped at the chance of that, which unfortunately knocked me out of running for any of the classes that I wanted to go to, because they were all happening at the exact same time. And so my coin toss was go to these painting classes or play a game I absolutely love that I never get to play. Yeah. So, it is what it is. You kind of got to pick and choose what you like.
For sure.
If I go back to LVO next year, I will be playing Blood Bowl again, and then the Grand Clash for Shadespire, because it'll take place at a different time. I love 40K, but we're not gonna have those events up here. Yeah, it's like you said.
Well, hopefully the Shadespire will take off. But
yeah.
I will say for me, location is like a huge deciding factor for me on what I'm doing and where I'm going.
Okay.
Like for Vegas, like the rest of the group I went down with was basically, like 40K grand tournament. Yeah, let's go. And I'm like, dude, I'm going down to Vegas for a weekend, and I've never been to Vegas. I am not having something with an 8 a.m. pickup call. So like I decided at that point to do the friendly, because it was 2 4-hour rounds a day. That it was super relaxing games, slightly later start time, and just kind of get all my stuff in. Whereas like some of the people I went down with played 7 games of 40K, 7 games of 40K over 2 days. And honestly, even playing 3 games over a day is rough for me. So for me, like going to Vegas, I'm never going to be like super involved in stuff, because I want to enjoy Vegas. Now, Adepticon, where you're at a convention hall in the middle of nowhere in Chicago.
It's not even in Chicago,
Right, it's outside. It's kind of, I would be more kind of like, I'll probably do something a little bit more competitive just because you're there, but I think the number one thing that was surprising for me was the size of like the vendor hall and kind of what was on offer
at LVO.
Yeah, at LVO.
Well, see,
and the conventions in general, because I've been to Comic Cons and I've been to things like that, and it's like the vendors that make it for me.
Yeah, I mean, for me, like that's exactly right. And like you can walk around and like, I mean, LVO was good, but I mean, Adepticon's like 6 times more.
It's another level, yeah.
And so like it's hard to take it all in. Like I do what I end up doing. Like first thing I do, like go in, grab my swag bag because it's free stuff, and then and then do like the figure 8s around the vendor hall just to see like what's there, just get like a general grasp of like what it is, and then then after that you start targeting and then like checking things out, and it usually takes me about 4 days before I've to really figure it all out, like 'cause everybody's got like so many interesting little details. Like, I mean, there's like multiple vendors selling laser cut vinyl like decals and stuff. Like, you gotta like
so many people sad that templates went away.
Oh my god, that's gonna be crazy. I'm definitely curious to see how the template guys are doing,
because I know like when we went to LEO there was like three stands of like templates.
Coasters, anybody? Coasters?
This flamer coaster.
Yeah. It's for your carrot.
this acrylic carrot.
Use it in your kitchen to rest your spoons on so that you don't get up on the counter and make a big mess, Just
I like it.
The vendor stuff, like I wasn't particularly impressed with what was at LVO. I mean, I was mostly excited about the fact that Forge World was going to be there. And in the end I didn't buy that much stuff. I bought the Forge World exclusive Blood Bowl models, which then became available 5 months later online.
That's not true.
Yeah, well, if you do eBay, but I don't think you can get that on the website.
No, not the
Mighty Zug and
yeah, he's not available.
Yeah, he is.
The event exclusive. Keep talking while I Google.
Yeah, maybe I'm fairly certain.
I think it was a generic ogres available. I think, or maybe it's the other way around. There might have been like a event exclusive ogre. Anyway, there was like a couple.
Yeah, there was. The Grack and Crumbleberry was exclusive.
That's right.
You can't get.
Yeah,
but
that's what I'm talking about.
That's what John said.
I don't know what he's talking. He said Mighty Zug. Yeah, I heard him
when he said it earlier in the podcast. It's going to be a slightly different voice, probably from a different microphone that was edited in.
Oh man, it's super weird. I'm editing this one as well, so I'm going to be right
all the time.
But yeah, no, and I picked all that stuff up, and I haven't used it because, well,
the fun thing about event exclusives, like, oh, you can only buy this at special events, and especially the Forge World ones. I have a Chaos Sorcerer and Cataphract Armor.
Yep.
I have the Blood Bowl one, the
Grack and Crumbleberry,
the Grunkleberry and the Crackhead.
Yeah.
And I think I even have like a Hobbit one as well.
Oh,
still in blister from almost a year and a half ago.
Yeah,
because I'm like, oh man, I gotta buy it. It's an exclusive.
Yeah.
And then like, well, when am I going to use a Chaos Sorcerer?
Well, you used that satchel I got you a while ago.
Oh yeah, right? No, I still use that. I actually got a new one this year too.
Oh really?
I got the 2018 edition. But yeah, no, I still use that. I love that little satchel. Sweet. Like the Forge World satchels are amazing, but they're like $75. It's like holy crap. But yeah, it's really good for events exclusive.
Yeah,
I super love going to conventions for that. One thing I will say for convention goers, please wear deodorant. This seems like a super basic thing.
Oh wow.
But if you have 1,000 people in a hall in a small space together, I don't want to smell you.
Oh man.
I mean, that's been an issue, like literally comic book every convention I've been to.
That's an issue for any tournament and anything else these days.
It's usually my fault, by the way.
Well, no,
no, I mean like serious,
just in general, because it's a terrible stereotype that everybody goes, oh, well, gamers don't smell like that. No, they really do, and the problem is they don't think they do.
I think we've gotten better, honestly.
Oh, yeah.
Like I remember in the '90s, like it was really bad.
There's still those people that are like, I just sweat a lot. Well,
well, not wearing deodorant. Yeah.
Cover yourself in deodorant from head to foot, and then we won't have a problem.
A little hazmat, little intel suit.
I know you couldn't afford a room at the Bally's by yourself. You got somebody stand there with you. Have them hose you down like it was a spray tan booth before you walk down to the convention hall. How hard is that?
He's orange.
Bally's actually put in extra cans of deodorant in each room.
Oh God!
They didn't even have a mini fridge in those rooms. They didn't put deodorant in that either.
They really should.
Oh man, that was a ripoff. Also, staying hydrated is super important too. Because you're on your feet for like 9-10 hours.
Yeah,
you're carrying bottles.
Even more than that when if you're in Vegas,
and if you're drinking, especially drink water.
Smuggle food in. That's my big thing. Smuggle.
I mean, I know this kills this kills all of our hopes of frontline sponsorship. But yeah, smuggle food in.
Or at least like take it. You don't have to even bring it into the event, but just like have it outside the event. Like I think like one of the smartest things I did, like when the first time we went to Adepticon with Kurt, we went to like a little Mexican grocery store and bought like sliced bread, sandwich meat, cheese, and some other stuff. And like because when we actually got to Adepticon, we were getting like the little freaking like DiGiorno's pizza, like the microwave DiGiorno's pizza for like $8.
Yeah.
It was, and then like I think a Gatorade was like $3 or $5.
So the thing to do is day one, you go in, you take a look at the hall, you take a look at the food options available inside the hall.
You open all your free shit.
And then, well, no, so like you see what you can buy inside the hall. So if it's like certain candy bars you can buy, great.
Yeah.
And then you go outside and you put those, you buy them cheaper, and then you put them in your army case. Because security doesn't check in your army case.
That's smart. I hadn't thought about that. These DiGiorno microwave pizzas, I got them out front. I just asked them to put them in the microwave with the wrapper on.
But yeah, I was like, oh, this is my, like I had like a 6-pack of beer in my army case.
Oh, wow.
Because they give you the bottles, well, the cups. You just get one cup and you just keep refilling it and throwing it away.
There was a guy, I think, like I can't remember if it was last year or the year before at Adepticon, that was a super nice guy, but like, you know, before every patrol game, he would offer you a beer. And I was like, yeah, thanks a lot. I'll take a water. That's awesome, though.
I was like that in the friendly as well, like before every round. And if a round was taking too long because it was 7th edition, it was like, I'll be back. Just roll. I trust you.
That's great.
Yeah, one of my Blood Bowl games at like halftime, I think it was game 2 or something like that. You know, we got to halftime of the game, and the guy, I looked at him and I went, "It's halftime. You want to go get a beer?" he's like, "Yeah, I do. That seems like what we would do at halftime of a football game. So let's go do that." So we walked over and paid $12 for a 6-ounce beer, times 2, and then went out to the actual casino and paid $6 for a 36-ounce beer and slugged that, and then went back in there.
Oh wow!
So,
yeah, the casino was nice because you could really just get the cheap booze.
I think luggage is also really important too.
Yeah. How you pack is,
and there's
key.
2 different topics in that one. Yeah, absolutely. Packing is important. But I think maybe I don't know, maybe it all kind of works together in a big amalgam. But I think like packing light with like extra large suitcases or extra large whatever, because you're going to be bringing shit back. Oh yeah. And last year I almost didn't get everything in my bag.
Well, because also like the last day of the convention, all of the vendors are selling their shit cheap, so they don't have to take it home with them.
Except for the Forge World guys.
Damn you.
But
waiting for that last day Titan that you can pick up for $500.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, that'd be the day.
Yes, we're not lowering our prices. We will just sell this on the website later. It's fine.
But no, you're absolutely right. Because I had like the same thing, like trying to get some stuff back. I'm like, well, shit. How do I get this? Because I was dumb. Okay, I bought like a Skitash Wraith Knight at the Forge World booth, not realizing that it was way more expensive.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, don't buy from the Forge World booth unless it's event exclusive, because it is way more expensive than just ordering Forge World.
Yeah,
because I think I was like 108, like because they set their prices at the start of the year.
No,
and then the exchange rate changes, right?
I think they just like mark it up like an extra 20%. Yeah, because like there's been like brand new stuff that could be the justification. It could actually be like the shipping included.
But like for me, like the event exclusive stuff, the new stuff, like all that other cool stuff, yeah, absolutely get those. But like if it's just regular stuff, don't buy it at the convention.
Right. Not that that's going to stop me from not buying stuff. Well, I'm definitely going to be like, I mean, there's something about like buying that shit right from a guy who speaks funny. You know, like, James, give me plus 20%.
Yeah, I actually think there was
and that's right, I do know him by
previous
first and last name
podcast where a previous podcast where you guys were talking about that. You're like, I have to remember not to buy anything from the Forge World booth. I have to remember not to buy anything because it's marked up. It's marked up. And then like the following podcast after Adepticon, you were like, so I went over my budget on Adepticon Forge World stuff.
Always.
By like $500. I was like, you went over your budget? I'm sitting there listening to the podcast going, you went over your budget by $500? Holy shit. If I go over my budget by $500, not only am I not coming home, I don't have a home anymore.
They're very persuasive.
My wife would be like,
it's tough. Well, they don't even have to be. Like, it just like sells itself. You walk up and you see like the line of black boxes. You're like, oh fuck, those are all Primarchs. Ah! And then you see like people like walking by with the big red box. You're like, oh, there's a Titan.
Yeah.
So
what I don't get is last year, when we went to LVO, was when the Stormbird was released, right? Someone bought a Stormbird at LVO. And then decided to take it with him and not have one shipped to him. So that dude bought like 20 pounds of resin.
Yeah.
And then had to transport it home when he could just have bought one online and had it shipped for free. I mean, I understand like the cool thing about I own this. This is mine now. I can look through it.
Well, he probably built it before he left. You know.
Oh, so it's more fragile?
Yeah.
He had to play with it right there.
You see him sitting on the plane home.
On a packing note.
Just flying it around.
Talking about packing, if you are flying, do not check your army.
Nope.
Never check your army.
I always do.
You always do?
I do.
So what happens if like, say, Delta Airlines loses your luggage or the
fucked?
Yeah, because then you've spent all this money to come to convention play games. And
I'm also going there with like different gear though, because like my army is my army is the cheapest bag in there, like, which might sound weird, but like I'm carrying around like a Canon camera with like 5 different lenses that are each about $1,000 a piece, and like
check that. That's right.
that's about $10,000 in that bag. I'm holding that shit like it's gold. I don't even love my son as much.
That's insured. If they wreck it, they'll pay for that. You got to just
they don't pay for your time
claim.
for painting.
Oh, good point. Good point.
They'll be like, this ruined piece of plastic. What is this? This date. This says it's from '92 on it. This couldn't possibly be worth what he says it's worth.
It's been devalued. Well, for us, for people who aren't taking $10,000 of camera equipment with them to these things.
So just you then?
Just me. Like, check your army. Like, well, okay. So when we were getting ready to fly out, there was like 6 of us on the same flight to LVO. One of my friends has this thing, he hates flying, so he has to Dramamine up like really hardcore. Wow. And he got like almost to the front of the line before he realized that he forgot his army case at the bar we were in.
Oh no.
And so I had to run all the way back, and he almost didn't make the plane.
Oh fuck, that would have been horrible.
Yeah, that would have been horrible. And then he had like the worst tournament experience and lost to Orcs with Tau.
Oh well, whatever.
It was pretty
That's
good. Yeah, it was good. I like that.
So what kind of carrying cases do you guys use?
Well, so I'm actually taking my purple Iron Hands over to Warhammer World with me when I go. Okay. Which is the first time I will ever transport an army that is, transport minis that is more than 11 models. Because that's what Blood Bowl is.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, I did actually check that. Did check my army. Okay. But it was inside a case, inside my luggage. And I did think about that after I got off. Like, what if they had lost it?
Well, yeah, because then you were at LVO and you're like, well, guess I'm not playing anything.
Yeah. Except that in LVO, Vegas has a huge Blood Bowl population. I would have literally just said, "Hey, I need these models," and somebody would have shown up to the convention with them, as opposed to because it's
2,000 point Warhammer Eldar army with 100 models.
You wouldn't have found that.
Hey, can I borrow 80 Guardians?
Yikes! And also some Wave Serpents and some.
I had no Wave Serpents. I just ran Foot Dog.
I thought your list had Meltagun and stuff.
So what case are you using?
So I just picked up a Battle Foam case. I bought.
Okay.
That actually had design.
This is from LVO, right? When you were there?
No. Just ordered it for this trip across the ocean.
Oh shit! That's some shipping.
It's big ballin'.
The shipping was almost next to nothing.
Really?
Yeah.
That foam, man. Usually it's like a grip, but
the shipping for it didn't cost squid. So it's a 3-tier case, and the case itself, which I'm not going to be checking. I will be carrying it on. Okay. Because it's small enough to fit in the overhead, so I won't lose it. But it's actually Primaris cutouts. So it's the Repulsor and the Redemptor size Dread. Okay. And so I was like, ooh. And the case itself was $127 with like $12 next country air.
How many trays? Did you say 3? Are they like the thin trays or like are you top loading?
It's let's see, it's side load. Let's see.
Okay, so the case is the case is side load, but I'm sorry, like the trays. Like, do you put your guys sideways or you put them like up and upright?
Sideways for the regular troopers and upright for the dreadnoughts and the. Repulsor.
Oh, okay. So this is the double thickness one or whatever it is. The triple.
Giggity.
But
big black foam.
I didn't know what to buy. I was like, this is what I'm taking, and right now I was gonna just throw them in with my underwear. And I asked somebody who was like, well, we have these, and he was able to actually show me the cutout stuff, and because I did the online chat with a sales vendor, and they custom cut all that stuff for you and send it to you. So it gives me everything I need. I'm going to take a Shadespire band, a Blood Bowl team, the Primaris army. And have everything I need, plus all the books and dice and everything fit into that. And
so you go to an event there, or
kind of? Well, I'm air quoting tentatively scheduled to play on the Warhammer Live stream on that Friday with a member of the Warhammer TV team.
Okay.
Which is why
so you won't be able to cheat.
Not only will I not be able to cheat, I will probably lose terribly because they use special dice there now. And you get a set of their dice actually from if you play with them. But
wow, that's rad, man.
It is. Except I've seen the people play with the dice, and the black dice roll really well, the red dice roll really bad, kind of thing. So they're like, "Here you go, use the red dice." Okay,
do I have to?
Oh no, I've seen this stream before. Oh no. But yeah, no, I'm hoping it's tentatively scheduled unless something pops up that I will get to play somebody. I don't know who yet.
Okay.
Using my all Primaris fully painted, decaled, fancy.
Okay.
Oh man, I hope it's not Warhammer TV Dan. Dan wrecks faces. So if I could play Martin, or, Ash would be good.
Your wish list, your dream team.
Carrie could go either way. If she brings Tyranids, I'll win. If she brings Custodes, I'm fucked.
Oh, okay.
I think if anyone brings Custodes, you're fucked.
Yeah,
pretty much.
Here's my army.
But so you're using that battle foam kind of like custom cut solution,
laser cut out.
What'd you use?
So I use the GW case.
Okay,
like
those are good.
Yeah, like with the kind of the zigzag foam and stuff in them. That's what I took down to LVO. I checked it. Oh no, I didn't check it. Sorry, I put it in the overhead. I kind of carried it there. I have the one that's like 3 deep by 2 wide. I forget what size that is. I think it's the biggest one.
Okay, yeah.
But like I said, I looked at a lot. I tried like the custom foam things.
Okay.
But honestly, like I change what I use so much. That it ends up either not in the foam. Or like I end up like because I bought like one where you pluck the foam out.
Oh, that's the same scenario.
But it's like, oh great, now I can't use this tray for anything. So like I use that, and like I said, I fit like my Eldar army was 100 models for 2,000 bucks. I fit everything in there and some beer.
I think like that case like that revolutionized my shit. Like I think like I had the same thing, you know, like you buy like the old cases and it was just fit like a, you know, like the 28 millimeter base guy, you know, like
you had to kind of like cut the foam to fit bikes in, and then you're like, well fuck, now I can't use that tray anymore.
With the old red foam.
Yeah. And then like they start to separate too, you know, like the hot glue just like now it's does whatever the hell it wants, and that guy's bits are in that guy's tray. Yeah, but that thing like revolutionized. I think that was entirely brilliant when they had like the moldable. And then of course like be able to take like, you know, like the 2 trays and flip one side over the other one and put like a rhino in there. So it's like a double sized, you know, like cavity.
No, it's like super good thing. So I really like that case there. So, but what else did you have there about kind of luggage?
Oh, well, I think I used the GW case. I'm probably gonna do it. I did get some battle foam when I was at LVO, and then Tim sent me or sold me for really cheap another case. So I got a whole bunch of foam, like, so I could do that, but it's kind of, you know, I'm taking a 450 point patrol list, whatever that ends up being, because I don't know yet. Hopefully you guys will help me with that before I leave. And then, you know, like the orcs. So I think that it's probably not going to fit
300 models.
3,
I will say for the GW case, when you're shipping it, just put a strap around the middle.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Because the latches aren't great. But like I put a strap around the middle, just like a ratcheting strap. And then that way I can it's mostly closed.
Okay. See, I was sticking it. I think I filled it and put it inside of another case. So it was like the case inside of a suitcase. Yeah, I probably that's a good way. God, you definitely got to take glue with you though.
Oh yeah,
always breaking shit. So
for sure.
And then, but that's the Titan, light. I got to take the Reaver too. So that's probably just gonna be like a box with like a.
Or is that just gonna be like in your suitcase wrapped in t-shirts and stuff like that?
Yep. Yeah, I do have to make it a little bit rigid, but so it will probably be in a box with a bunch of t-shirts wrapped around it. So inside of the case,
it's gonna come back with like a week's worth of stinky clothes.
Yeah. Well, you know, I got to make space, so it's like the one other t-shirt, the one other pair of underwear.
Well, you know, and you're traveling down there as a moderately famous podcaster this time around. You know, you've gone up from not famous to moderately famous.
Wow.
Yeah. So you need to have room for you got to have stuff for your
That's very generous of you. Thank you, Dave.
Somebody asked for your signature on a t-shirt as a prize. So, you know, you're getting up there. All right.
That's true. And that was Duncan. So, yeah.
No, not Duncan.
He did.
He wanted your signature?
Well, no.
He didn't want it, but he got it.
Yeah. He was wearing the shirt and Ted signed it. It's like, let me sign you, Duncan.
And then we had to tell everybody he's asked for it.
Duncan asked for this.
Actually, it's the other way around. I asked him for
The picture. He's like, can I get a picture with you? No. And security, it's a picture of Ted getting tackled by security standing close to Duncan.
It's a pretty good picture, though.
Yeah,
so that's a pretty good picture.
It's really in focus. Yeah.
All right. Getting cornholed by cops.
So pack lube then.
Pack lube and glue.
I think if we can leave it with one final thing is pack lube and glue, and you will be good to go.
Let's not leave it on that. Let's leave it on pack deodorant.
I mean, I'm just going to cut that out, so we'll leave it on what I said we leave it on. But yeah, pack deodorant.
All right.
All right.
That's a good idea, John. We should people should pack deodorant. Good suggestion.
Yes. All right, we're going to be right back to wrap this on up here.
Wrap it up.
Earl Hagen was a legend. In 1960, he whistled his way into Hollywood and into our hearts. Decades later, he made a comeback, lending those lustrous lips in the 1980s to such bands as the Scorpions, Guns N' Roses, and Pat Benatar. A half-century after his humble beginnings, he's at it again. This time without cumbersome musical accompaniment, he'll have you wetting your whistle and whistling along. His new album, Earl Whistles Disney, is sure to be a hit with all generations. Order now and receive a bonus album, Earl Whistles More Shit, a collection of previously unreleased material of Earl's favorite songs through the years. On this bonus album, he demonstrates his newly mastered technique of inward whistling. Order yours today on compact disc or double-length cassette. Also available at fine retailers such as Walgreens, CVS, and participating Sam Goody stores. Earl Whistles Disney. Buy it today.
I'll take it.
And we're back.
Hi.
So yeah, it's gonna be a little mellow mob rules today. Like I said, we with Adepticon around the corner, we just we want to talk a little bit about hobby stuff and not sit and make Ted read 7,000 things.
It's hard to read and paint at the same time.
That's true. But Adepticon, there will be Fishman for Age of Sigmar will be being leaked, so you can let us know about.
Yeah, we need you to go to that Wednesday night thing. It's Wednesday night.
No, that's the only thing I have going on Wednesday, other than show up.
Yeah. We need you to,
and I'll send you guys pictures about half an hour before GW posts them.
Yes.
Pictures. You're not going to just turn on the camera and
just pretend to have a phone call.
Well, I think
you're not interested in Fishman. Just look away from it while talking on the phone.
It was rough. I think last year I did that was the first year that they did the studio preview, and it was tough. They get you in there, it's like you and 50 other people, and they're like, all right, please don't leak this. And people were already
okay,
their phone up, it was like,
this is for me only.
And it was tough. I ended up taking pictures, but I didn't take pictures of the product. I took pictures of the people. So I figured that was fine. But I don't know. I felt really bad. I didn't want to dishonor that. There's something really cool that was happening. There was a moment. We were in a moment where GW was finally opening up to the people and trusting us. And
because they hadn't been for a while.
Yeah. And I think for the most part, people put their phones away. I think there were a couple of people that didn't, but for the most part, that was really awesome. The community stepped up and accepted it.
So that's exciting. And then next time we come back in 2 weeks here, I'm sure we're going to be talking about your Adepticon experience.
So last year, after the preview, I got to play Shadespire. This year, I'm hoping after the preview, I can play Titanicus.
You won't.
That's my hope.
They're still tooling the models for that.
Fuck you. They were tooling the models for Shadespire back then. The cards were printed on their office printer. So I don't know, but you're probably right.
Sadly, unfortunately, I think he is right. I hope to God you played Titanicus. That was literally our first GW experience was Titanicus. So that please give it to me. And we're we made models. They're this big, and people went, those are too big. That's way too big. You got to shrink those down. And they went, we do? Okay, well, we'll start over from the beginning with the CAD stuff. And it's fuck. how much longer do we got to wait? Because they announced that it was supposed to have been out last year.
Yeah, but that was back when they were doing it resin.
So
and they had to switch it.
Yeah, they had to switch it because Blood Bowl, everything was way too popular than they thought. So they realized this was going to be super popular. So they decided to retool in plastic. But I think the Warlord took 6 months to retool into plastic from the resin original design.
Bananas.
So yeah, it's been because you have to make it all fit and pretty and no mold lines and all the wonderful stuff GW's doing right now. So like I read an interview with the rules, the guy who did the rules for the game, and the rules have been done for like a year.
Oh wow.
And we're just kind of waiting on those models to catch up. But
I would love to see the Gargant kit. That's just like a pile of miscast pieces. Like, there you go, man. We saved a lot of money on tooling. Just glue it however you want.
Just take some cement, whatever
plastic.
What is it, JB Weld?
It'll give me one of those those classic Forge World experiences of being given a bunch of random like misshapen bits and a picture of it done. Like, good luck, nerd. $150, please.
I will pay it. And I will bitch on Facebook.
I'm gonna pay this and bitch.
Can I have another one, please?
That was really cool.
Forge World, fuck you, you're modeling. But yeah, so we're gonna be back in 2 weeks. We're gonna be talking about some Adepticon and stuff going on there.
Something else or so.
Yeah, David and I will be back in 1 week talking about Age of Sigmar and Fishman. And then check out our YouTube channel for more hobbying and videos and tabletop plus and maybe Ted, you wanna live stream a little bit this weekend?
Yeah, you're gonna show us the swag bag again?
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah. We'll get the swag bag.
Is there any chance that, because it's you and Peter,
just
right?
Facebook Live?
Yeah, I'll get him naked. Is that what you're going to suggest?
Got really horny. I got exactly what I wanted.
Happy birthday.
Could you get Peter to do us maybe like a whistling commercial funsies?
Yeah.
Down there.
Like, just abuse him for audio. As is tradition.
Yeah.
Earl Dibbles was.
Are you going to edit this into the podcast?
Yeah. I guess shit dads and stuff. I forgot about that part. All right. For Mob Rules, I've been John.
Bye, John.
Bye.
I've been Dave.
Later.
All right, that's been Ted. We'll see you in 2 weeks.